wall markings was an upside down man. I don't know if you guys seen the picture I sent, but that was drawn on the office in my house, and it was drawn several times, and it means a man has died. It means a man has died or a man is about to die. That's what Native Americans drew that symbol for. You have a man who's alive and healthy, he's walking upright, just a stick figure. But if a man is dead or sick or is about to die, you flip him around upside down, almost like an introverted cross. You hang somebody upside down. Doesn't typically symbolize good. And they drew that on my wall numerous times, and it points back to Native American.
Now,
we know smallpox ran rapid in Bothell.
Yeah, I got to jump back into this. Now, your girlfriend, was she getting like any scratches, or was she getting any weird things going on with her, or was it mainly affecting you? I mean, a lot of times when you get poltergeists or spirits in the house, a lot of times from interviewing people for the past over a year and a half now, they all kind of say the same thing, like they get either shoved or scratches or things like that. Now, James, have you ran into that quite a bit too?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Usually, human spirits, don't do the extreme poltergeist stuff that's going on there. That's why I'm trying to put all this together. There's scratches involved, all kind of things. It could happen, definitely.
Yeah, Tina, the interesting thing about the violent outbreaks is we both have our stories to tell about physical attacks on us. I mean, our person. I mean, when I was pushed January 2nd of 2014, that cost me 2.5 months of being laid up with a, broken kneecap. Tina got scratched probably January of 2015, woke up with scratches on both arms, both legs, and that happened 3 times. One time she took a shower and came running to me frantically because she had all these razor-thin scratches on her. And the interesting thing about these scratches is they weren't there a second before. It's weird how they just manifest. If I scratch my arm right now, I take my fingers and just drag it down my arm, I feel that sensation for the duration of me dragging. And you don't feel that. Tina didn't feel that. She just looked down and, oh my God, I got all these scratches. Like almost you got measles or chickenpox all of a sudden. You whelp up. And that's what happened to her those times. Tina's also been alone in the house when the house was attacked. Light fixtures blew up in her face. Furniture moved. I've had knives thrown at me.
I got to ask too. Was Tina or you ever act different? Like maybe a spirit attached to you and it affected you emotionally, your moods and all that stuff. Do you ever notice that kind of activity like that?
We had mood swings. I mean, keep in mind, by year 2 of this, 2014, we're sleep deprived. We're finger pointing each other because we're being asked by the people helping us to do things. It's obviously not working. We're tired. We're fatigued. Hey, Tina, did you sage last night? Did you remember where you put the sage stick? Did you call Father so-and-so today? Oh, no, I forgot. I got busy at work. So you have those little back and forths. We never woke up on the wrong side of the bed, per se, meaning that we went to bed and then woke up totally, acting weird. But just the whole stressful environment, because you're not getting your normal 8 hours of sleep anymore. You're not even getting 5. You're getting 4. You're getting loud bangs, bed shakes, bed scratches. And you still got to go do your 8 to 5 job every day and maintain a substance of life. But yeah, so we get, and then we start finger pointing, and then you argue, you bicker. You don't know what you're arguing and bickering about, and then the activity elevates based on you arguing and bickering. I mean, you'd be surprised how many, frivolous arguments we've had, and within seconds of that argument, the lights just go completely off in the home, like boom.
Yeah, it feeds off of
like
that
a French blue
negative.
Yeah, or TV starts changing channels on its own, and you're like, whoa. As a result of you arguing or you're back and forth, you can't give each other the cold shoulder, like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you for a while anymore, because you do that, then objects are being thrown at me, and Tina's going to Safeway. She's going to Albertsons or something. I'm at home, and, oh, my God, they're throwing knives at me now, you know. So all of that stuff, yeah.
A lot of kinetic energy going on there. It's just, that's just mind-blowing. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How about health issues? I mean, besides getting, pushed down steps or something, I mean, like, was there any health issues going on with you and Tina?
No, good question. Because one of the things me and Tina said, if we're going to maintain or try to live here, one of the things we have to be cognizant of is each other's health, meaning mental and physical.
Right.
And nothing stood out in the open. I mean, nothing other than what I already mentioned was happening. There was never, hey, I went to the doctor today, they found a weird blob on the x-ray, or, hey, I went over here, because trust me, we stayed on top of that. We was like, the first indication of that, we're out of here. But it is interesting, going back to the previous tenant, she told me her son, the one who saw shadow figures, and he must have been 6 or 7 at the time. He did develop meningitis, a rare form in the home, to which the doctors had no reason or could understand as to where it came from, his meningitis. And he fought with it for a long time. And the room he had was my office. His bedroom was my office, which is the second most active room in the home, almost the most dangerous room at the home at that time.
And was that, downstairs your office or upstairs?
Upstairs, yeah, upstairs.
Okay. And that, because I'm just trying, did you ever, I mean, with all that going on, did any of the mediums say, hey, you got a portal here? They ever point out maybe you might have a portal, or specifically in a place or anything like that?
Everybody thought the hallway, if there's a portal, it's got to be the hallway, based on the amount of activity coming from the hallway. Steve and Dawn picked up a weird anomaly in one of the guest bedrooms one night with the flare. They had the flare going, and there was almost a beach ball size round image that was radiating cold temperature on a wall that appeared out of nowhere and dissipated out of nowhere. Don touched it with his hand. You can't see it with the naked eye, but the flare picked it up, and when he put his hand on the wall, it was almost ice cold. It was very chill. It was very cold.
Now, did you ever smell anything like lilac or a strong rose smell or anything like that? And just out of curiosity. And also, orbs. Did you have any orbs floating around?
Yeah, there was 3 times I've always smelt what, like, a raw sewage, like a septic tank had blew. And I'm talking about in a very confined area, which is kind of scary, was always in the doorway of our bedroom. Some nights before going to bed, if I walked into our bedroom, the stench would hit you so fast and so quick, it almost bring you to your knees. Now, it would only last 2.5 minutes. You turn your face left, right, up, or down, you don't smell it anymore. It was very localized, and this was when the house was so active, it was almost humming. We're talking October, November, December of 2014, and this stench, it was so putrid. You would like, man, who died in it? Whoa. And you would swear every pipe in the neighborhood just busted and became flowing in your house, and as quickly as it came, it left equally as quick.
Now, did the house have anything like underneath the floorboards, crawl space or anything, or no crawl space?
Yeah, these new houses are built on concrete, so maybe about a 2-foot crawl space on the first floor. And Stephen Dawn did go down there, and that's where he got the EVPs about we mean Keith no harm, or we pushed him down the stairs.
I'm just wondering if somebody maybe lived in the house when it was first built, maybe off somebody, and they're buried underneath the crawl space. What do you think about that one, James?
Hey, I've seen cases like that. Yes, sir. Yes. I mean, stuff like that. Listen, you never know. I mean, it could happen. It could be a missing person, never reported. You don't know. But I have come across cases like that.
Well, the reason why I say that, when I was a little kid, my grandparents lived on Wood Beyond. They came over and moved into, near the Seattle area called White Center. They rented a one-bedroom house, and they were in it for about a year, and they never fought. They were the most loving people I've ever known in my life. And while they were living in that house, all of a sudden they were like, she got really angry, steady all the time, and really nervous. He became the biggest butthole I ever known in my life. And here's what happened. Then they bought a house, in Seattle, close to my parents' house, where they could, come and visit every Friday and Saturday night,
right,
and watch TV with us. But that's beside the point. But when they moved out, about 6 months later, it hit the news that the guy who owned the house, or the prior tenant before my grandmother and grandfather lived in the house, killed his wife, wrapped her up in a blanket with chains, and buried her, under a couple feet of dirt in the crawl space underneath the house, right underneath the living room.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
That's what I was asking.
It's one of those fascinating things. I mean, new home. I mean, it goes against a lot of paradigms of what we know about the paranormal, because a lot of teams wouldn't come to our home to help us because they thought the house was just too young to even have the slightest amount of activity.
I got to tell you something.
They're not a very good team.
Nothing to do with it.
No.
Absolutely nothing. It could be the land.
Yeah,
it could be people. You could bring in an object. You could do something that opened portal. There's many reasons why a new home could be haunted.
Or you can open up and play with a Ouija board, and all of a sudden you got all kind of spirits on your property.
Right, you just open a portal. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you, Keith. If you ever have to deal with a paranormal group again, and they come back and say, "Oh, that place is too new. We're not going to waste our time," they are not a group you want to be involved with, because I've had a couple of groups like that on my show. You know what? I have a button that I have a 7-second delay, and I can push it. And I cut one of their members off with the first 3 minutes. I let the lady dig herself in a rabbit hole for half an hour. It all came down to, they weren't really ghost hunters or trying to find the paranormal. Their whole intentions was they want to be discovered by a cable channel, right? And get a TV show. And when I started quizzing them, like, well, what investigations have you done? Well, we did a couple houses. Well, how long were you in there? Oh, we were there for 2-3 hours. Hey, I knew they were as a $3 bill, and that was the end of her.
I've been selling and dealing antiques for 25 plus years. I'm here to tell you, you could bring an object in your house that has an attachment, and then you could have some problems. Play a Ouija board, mess around with things you shouldn't, opens portals, you got problems. People can be haunted. Land. Listen, anything. A new house does not mean you're safe at all. At all.
Yeah, I'm of that believing, because, like I said, I lived there, and there were 5 families before we moved there, and maybe one of them opened up a portal, Ouija board, maybe the homeowner. Maybe the earth got cracked because they were building new homes, and a secret got cracked. And yeah, and you're right. The land is, the earth everywhere on this planet is the same age, 5 billion years. So everywhere you go, set your foot, that earth has been there. But it was just weird hearing people say, "Oh, I'm a paranormal researcher, and let me tell you, a house like the activity you're having would never happen in a house that young." And I would raise my eyebrow at them, like, how can you even say that? You haven't even set foot in the house.
Well, how about at sleeping at night? You're in the bedroom. Did you ever see any shadows on the walls, or did your bedroom door open and slam? Your refrigerator open and slam? Anything? The lights go on and off? Any of those weird things too? You mentioned about noises and stuff like. How about footsteps?
Everything you just said. All the above. Imagine you're sleeping